Thank you again for joining me on this discussion on developing attitude of gratitude, which is a part of what we've been discussing on how to have peace in this world that is full of tragedies, chaos, and how to maintain your personal peace in the midst of the troubles of the world. And we've already discussed several things about it. Don't worry about anything, pray about everything, and give thanks in all things. And on the platform or on the theme of giving thanks in all things, we're discussing how can you develop that habit of giving thanks in all things. Already three things have been said. The first one I want to share with you in this video is that you should always remember at all times where you're coming from. You know, when I think about my life, I think about where I was born, how I was raised, and stuff like that. Sometimes when certain things wants to overwhelm me, I cannot but give thanks to God. For instance, you know, if you years ago in our home, we had so much rice. I mean, in my wife and I and our two children at that time, we had so much rice in the house that we were eating rice, you know, almost on daily basis. Of course, you know, little children, they really like rice. And one night I was asking my wife, what are we eating tomorrow morning? And my wife said, okay, of course we're eating rice. I said, rice again? You know, immediately as I said that, it was as if the Holy Spirit just brought this to my mind. And I was thinking of when I was growing up in the village, and we used to eat rice only twice in a year. That sounds funny, isn't it? All right? You know, we used to eat rice only twice in a year, during Christmas and perhaps during Easter or any of these Muslim celebrations. You know, all of us were always together in the village at that time. So twice in a year, you eat rice. And here I was in Lagos talking about, I've eaten too much rice. All right, to my wife. So I just thought about it, and the Holy Spirit just reminded me, oh God, who are you to complain? You that you used to eat rice twice in a year, in a 12 calendar year, twice. Now you eat rice almost on daily basis, and you're complaining. So if you think about where you're coming from, you will not even have the mouth, the guts to complain about what is happening. We have to talk about spiritually. When you're talking about spiritually, it's you that were no people. Now you are a people of God. You that had no hope in this world, He has given you hope. You that you belong to the company of people marked for destruction, like a house marked for demolition along a road that's been newly constructed, you know. You are marked for destruction, but His grace brought you out of that miry clay and set your feet upon the rock. He's made you one of the saints. He's made you to have a place among the beloved. Now, you want to be complaining. All right? No. In all things, give thanks to God. Think about where you're coming from so that the well of praises, the well of thanksgiving in your heart would not run dry. So that is one other thing that I want to share with you today. Always remember where you're coming from. Whenever you get overwhelmed by situations and circumstances, remember, number one, God is thinking about you. Number two, whatever has happened could have been worse. Number three, when you are alive, that you give thanks, that you can complain, that you can do any of those things that you are doing. Number four is the fact that when you think about where you are coming from, you will know that God is worth giving thanks, you know, unto over the affairs of your life. And one thing I have noticed is that there is nobody whose life is filled with praises and thanking God and even thanking people that are around for whatever they've done for him or her, whose life does not have excitement. Look at all those people that sing. You see, they are always on top of life, as it were. They are always on top of life, as it were, because they've learned that giving thanks to God is an avenue to roll away their own troubles and tragedies. I pray God will stamp these words upon the tables of your heart, that you will not forget in a hurry. So learn to give thanks to God, and your life will take on a beautiful color. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'll see you next time. God bless you. Shalom.